Hey guys, Rich here. Hey, wanted to fill you in about a fantastic event that I went to this week that was featuring Gehl, one of our board members of United America, and Dr. Michael Porter from Harvard Business School. Listen, they talked about everything that we represent in United America. They started with the problem facing our political system today, which is essentially the fact that our political system is a duopoly. Just two choices, Democrats and Republicans. And really, when you have a duopoly in business, you get a non-competitive, anti-competitive situation. And the results of anti-competitiveness are really three things. You get no incentive to solve problems, you have no accountability for results, and you don't have an external balancing force that restores competition. I think for many of us, we would agree that this is what we see in our current political system today. So after they explained the problem, being the duopoly, they proposed three fixes. And the first fix was this. Number one is we need to re-engineer the election machinery. So under this point, kind of three big things need to happen, and they kind of have to happen together in order to be the most effective. The first part of re-engineering the election machinery is to ensure we have a non-partisan, single ballot, top four primary process. That means you open up the primary to anybody. It's not split by the two parties. Anybody can enter, but the top four people by the people's vote get to advance to the general election. And that brings us to the second part of re-engineering election machinery, is at the general election, we want to institute ranked choice voting as opposed to just majority voting. So this is ranked choice voting of all the top four candidates, and then an instant runoff to ensure through this process, which I'll explain in another video, but essentially ranked choice voting with instant runoff will get us to a candidate that's not just the plurality, meaning anything below 33%, 50%, even if nobody else wins, but get us to a true 50% plus winner, where the majority has engaged and voted for this candidate. And finally, the third element of re-engineering the election machinery is to institute non-partisan redistricting. No more gerrymandering, just have an independent group draw the districts up fairly based on the census data every 10 years. The second element of the fix that Catherine and Dr. Porter proposed is to re-engineer the legislative machinery. Essentially what they were saying is, let's get rid of the Hatzert rule. Named after a former Speaker of the House, Dennis Hatzert, this was a rule that said, look, we as the ruling party are not going to engage and put any bill forward to the floor for discussion in the House unless the majority of the majority party supports it. So essentially they controlled everything. So even if the majority of the House wanted to talk about something, but it wasn't the majority of the Republicans, then it would never make it onto the floor. So by eliminating the Hatzert rule and allowing the majority of the House to decide what gets debated, that will rev up and help fix our political system. And finally, the third element was really open up competition. And by this, Catherine and Dr. Porter meant the Fulcrum strategy, which many of us here at United America are familiar with. Essentially, the Fulcrum strategy says, let's elect 5 independent senators, not beholden to either party, who will deny either party a majority and therefore force compromise and force solutions that more tend towards the middle, towards less extreme positions. And that too will help get our political system working again for we the people. So again, fantastic talk. Reached out to 400 leaders here in the Milwaukee area, and I was very, very pleased. It's everything that we stand for in United America, and definitely want to take advantage of this and build on this momentum here in Milwaukee. Okay, that's it for the summary. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye now.